everyone, and welcome to my channel. Some of you might know me from my podcast. For those of you who don't, I'm Viviane, and I'm a doula, breastfeeding specialist, and a mama coach, and I talk about everything related to preconception, pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and everything in between. So if you're into this kind of talk, this channel is definitely for you, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Today is a special day as I'm teaming up with Marijke and Baas and Ewelina Szeratics to talk about their 12-week Sleeping Like a Baby Bootcamp. Marijke is a sleep coach and helps parents navigate through this wonderful yet tiring experience. Marijke is a mama herself, so she knows the drill of going without sleep for days on end. Ewelina is a mom empowerment coach and has been through the motherhood roller coaster herself. From sleep deprivation, frustration, anxiety, guilt, overwhelm, to comparison, she's been through it all. She now guides new mothers on their unique motherhood journey and helps them feel empowered. This video is sponsored by Perfecta Placenta, located in Beverly Hills, which is a placenta preserving company. So if you would like your miracle organ to be preserved and get a stretch mark cream and a diaper bag from me as a gift, don't forget to use my promo code DoulaViviane. And for more information, I can be reached either via Facebook or LinkedIn under my own name, which is Viviane Shima, or via my email address, which is birthwithviviane@gmail.com. Don't hesitate and reach out. I'll be waiting. Without any further ado, let's talk to Ewelina and Marijke. Hello, Marijke and Ewelina. Thank you for being here today. It's a pleasure to have you. I am very, very excited to dive in and talk about your 12-week Sleeping Like a Baby bootcamp. So let's start with the question, why did you decide to launch this Sleeping Like a Baby bootcamp in the first place?
Well, I think, so I'm a baby sleep coach. And while working with, a lot of my clients, all the mamas are, extremely tired because when your baby doesn't sleep, you don't sleep yourself. And I realized that, by being super exhausted, it also comes with a lot of different things. Like you get very insecure as how you are as a mom. You start to doubt a lot of things because you try a lot of different things for your baby's sleep, and if that doesn't work, you get more insecure. And then I reached out. I found Ewelina, who is an awesome mom empowerment coach, and I think those two things collide really, really well, because often when you've been exhausted as a mom, you've been exhausted for weeks or months on end. After this is solved, it doesn't necessarily also solve your insecurities as how you feel as a mom that kind of came along with being exhausted. And this is where the combination between baby sleep, but also empowering the mothers to become just the awesome version of who they actually already are, is a beautiful thing and a very nice program to help moms to just be themselves and trust their instincts again and just work on the bond between them and their kid.
If I may add, so I've noticed that there are a lot of things such as the feeling of guilt, permanent guilt. No matter what you do, you always feel guilty. You always compare yourself to other moms. You are not okay with who you are, how you look. You also, you want to be perfect, yes? So you want your baby to sleep. You want yourself to look nice, to do everything at home. So all of these will be touched upon during our boot camp, and we will work and provide you ladies with tools which will help you to get rid of all these feelings, which will just help you to be relaxed, chilled, just to be a normal mother good enough. So that's our plan.
Wonderful. And I think this is so important what you tapped on, feeling insecure and having these insecurities that especially come out when you are actually sleep deprived. And I think that has a lot to do with today's society view on motherhood, that we are supposed to do it all by ourselves. We are supposed to just look good, take care of our baby, ideally breastfeed, work, and still have 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which is just not possible. So I think this is you bringing unrealistic expectations to realistic expectations and real motherhood, what real motherhood looks like behind the scenes, because a lot of people just have really distorted views because of social media.
I
Yeah.
recently had heard a joke. So you know this very popular saying that it takes the whole village to raise a child, and then there was one mother writing, "They said it takes the whole village to raise the child. So shall I just wait and they will come, or what?"
Yeah.
So you know, basically this is it. Yes, I mean, in the past we had grandmothers, great grandmothers, I don't know, neighbors, everybody, and now we are alone, and we forget about it, that other people in the past was helping these mothers, and now we are here alone. And it's very important to understand that being alone and not being a computer or a robot means you are just a human being, and you can do some things, but others you just can't, and it's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one thing that we would really like to create also with our project is to create some sense of community, right? So you be in a group with other moms that have the exact same struggles, so you can support each other as well. Besides us, of course, helping you and guiding you, there will be other moms where you can talk to who feel the exact same. Like, you don't have to be ashamed of what's happening, because basically most moms go through it, but we just don't dare to talk about it. But with this group, you at least know that people are open to talk about it and willing to help each other as well. So that's also something we really want to incorporate in with our project.
If I can just refer to what you said, Marijke, so actually the idea of the bootcamp is those of you who will become members or those who will join, you will get 6 videos from Marijke and 6 videos from me, which are basically webinars, 6 webinars or 6 workshops. And we are touching upon all the important topics. And then when we meet once a week on our weekly Facebook groups, we discuss these topics. We discuss what are your pains, where do you feel that you can go any further, what are your problems. So actually, the good thing is that you can join the bootcamp anytime you want, because there will be always the same topic happening. And either Marijke will be talking with you guys or I will be talking with you guys. So you can join anytime.
Wonderful. I love your message. I love that you not only provide, breakthrough calls, if you want to call them that, but also you create a separate add-on of a private Facebook group where you share and you can ask questions and you can feel safe. You create this environment of a follow-up almost of the call, where mothers know, oh, I'm not alone. There's mother X, there's a mother Y who suffers just as much as I do. And I think knowing that you're not alone is crucial for a transformation to happen.
Yes, and then you feel that this is this really safe space where you can literally cry or even scream or even swear. Whatever comes, you just do this and you are accepted because other mamas are going through exactly the same things as you do.
This sounds amazing, and I'm very, very curious. Would you like to share with me and the audience who's watching a weekly maybe breakdown of what you focus on during the calls?
Sure, why not? Let me just enter our website because I don't remember exactly what will be the schedule. Marijke, do you have it somewhere next to you, or shall I just open our website?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so the first thing we will focus on is baby sleep. Because, if your baby will start sleeping, so will you, and this will give you more space to also work on yourself. So for baby sleep, I can say a bit about that, and then Ewelina can talk about the more mental part. So for baby sleep, we will focus on a lot of different things. Baby sleep, basically, whatever happens in the 24 hours of your baby is influencing their sleep. So we will look at your daily pattern. We'll try to create, or we will create, a more structured way. It doesn't have to be a fixed pattern, of course, because if you want, we can have a very fixed pattern. If you don't feel comfortable with that, like it really depends on the family and what they want. But we'll create a daily pattern that allows your baby to sleep well during the day as well as during the night. So that's kind of step one. We will obviously talk about, the basic of sleep. How does sleep work? Why does your baby need sleep? What influences sleep exactly? And how can you incorporate this in your life? And then at the end, we will talk about sleep training methods. And these are very gentle methods that work well with your baby's character, with your family as well, to teach your baby the skill of sleep. So your baby will learn how to fall asleep by themselves and how to sleep through the night. So basically, after we finished with the baby sleep part, your baby will sleep by themselves, and that will be the results of the first part. And then they'll probably overlap, right? So my part and Ewelina's part, they go together. But the main bit, like the main first part we'll focus on is baby sleep, just to get you to sleep, so to be able to work on yourself.
Yeah, and then we will move to my part, which is a mother good enough. And here we will work, on your self-confidence. We will touch upon insecurities that you have. We will work with your self-trust, and we'll try to teach you how to, love yourself, trust yourself as a mother, and how not to listen to everybody who tells you how to do and what to do, but really how to listen to yourself. And then I will teach you how to empower your abilities to build to set your boundaries. It's important to say no, or to say thank you for your advice, but I'm okay with what I think. I'm okay with how my child thinks. So we'll be working on this one. And also, I will teach you methods to switch off from everyday responsibilities, just, to relax. So there will be a lot of relaxation tools as well. But basically, feeling guilty, boundaries, self-love, and also very important, I forgot about it, methods how to vent anger. Yes, because a lot of us, we are tired as mothers, but there's also a huge anger inside of us. So I will teach you how to vent it so you feel free.
Without burning down the house.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you for this lovely, breakdown of things. My question is though to Marijke, you said you're going to focus on gently methods. So working with moms, I know, and society is slowly turning away, thankfully, from the crying it out method. So I wanted to ask you whether this, because I think this will be a lot of moms' question. Whether this is something that you include or whether you truly focus on alternatives to crying it out.
Well, that's a very good question. I think the problem sort of is that a lot of people think that sleep training equals cry it out. That is definitely not even slightly true. I honestly think that the cry it out method is not really a method at all, because you literally put your child in a room, you walk away, and you never come back. That's not a method. That's just literally leaving your child alone. I don't ever work with that method at all, because I just feel like, whatever the age of your child, they need to feel loved. They need to feel that the parents are there for them. And they need to know that they would always come back.
Yes.
So there are a lot of out of the room approaches that you would leave your child to, figure out the skill of sleep themselves, but you always come back to check up on them after a couple of minutes, just to show them, look, I'm still here for you. I love you, and to be able to check up on them as well. So the cry it out method, like the basic method of putting them in the room, shutting the door, and never come back, to me, that's not a method. That's just, it's not very fair for your child to let them, especially at a young age, to let them fend for themselves. So all the methods that I work with are really focused on showing your child that you love them and that you're there for them, and that you always come back for them, and that you're helping them, you're guiding them to learn the skill of sleep.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. And Marijke, if I can ask another question, what age group would you recommend this boot camp for? Because We all know that newborns obviously don't really have a sleep cycle. So again, setting the realistic expectations for moms for what they can really expect from this boot camp. Do you have an age group this is recommended for?
Yeah, so basically, after your child is 4 months, they do have sleep cycles and they are physically ready to learn the skill of sleep. So after 4 months, up to 4 years, you can be part of this boot camp and you can really teach your child the skill of sleep in a very beautiful and loving way.
I would like to go to Ewelina could you please explain to me a little bit more? Do you use some specific techniques or is it more, affirmations, mantras? What aspect do you focus on in terms of bringing up the inner power out from within you to manifest calmness and relaxation and all the other things you talked about?
Well, for me, the most important matter is to understand why do I feel this way? Why do I react in this specific way? So it's about understanding why do I do what I do? And very often nowadays, we are trying different methods, as you mentioned, but they will not help if you don't understand where does it come from. And very often it comes from really from the past. I'm a big enthusiast of Carl Gustav Jung, a very well-known psychiatrist and psychotherapist. And I really believe in what he says, that a lot of things are in our unconscious. So we will also focus on these parts, on these fields, and we will try to understand whether your insecurities, your anger really comes from here and now, or is it something that you experienced before and your inner child is still demanding I don't know, your just acceptance, your love, or just wants to be seen somehow. And we will just to try to distinguish between your inner child and you and as an adult. So we will focus on these aspects firstly, and then when our boot campers will understand that, obviously we will also go into methods such as rather visualizations. They're really powerful. There will be also some challenges regarding meditation as well, but really different ways. But the most important is to understand and go really into the roots of the problem.
Amazing. I love it. You guys just have it so well thought through. Amazing. Thank you
We
for
do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
when you say that, I just want to stress that, guys, I've been attending to many boot camps, workshops, and, like everywhere, there are people who really bring you quality and there are which not. And we really wanted to make sure with Marijke that everything what you experience during our boot camp is really something valuable. So if you, during the boot camp, don't feel that you are getting enough, we will be there for you to support you even more. So we just want you to know that.
Awesome. Marijke, Ewelina, thank you. I have a couple of questions at the end. What can moms expect to take away from this boot camp? How will they feel at the end?
Marijke, you should start because your part is the most empowering one.
Well, I think very obvious, but they will feel well slept, not exhausted anymore. They will feel like they have a structure in their life again, like their baby will be sleeping and they know when their baby will be sleeping. There's no struggles with sleep anymore, which gives a lot of room for like space for themselves as well. So they will feel more at ease, more well rested and more secure in knowing how to, have their baby sleep.
Yeah, and from my side, after they sleep well, finally, they will also improve their relations with their partners, with their husbands, because they will be able to speak out their needs. So they will be able to communicate more their needs, what is really important to them. They will also not be angry inside so much. They will feel lighter. They will also start trusting themselves more. And when they hear somebody's opinions and then they will hear their own opinion, they will choose their own opinion because they will trust themselves more and love themselves more as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I think this also goes hand in hand, because a lot of times when a baby, doesn't sleep well, I have a lot of families that then end up, with their partner or husband not sleeping together anymore. Like mom will be sleeping in one room with the baby and dad will be sleeping in the spare room. And often, this is a big influence on your relationship. So just by, having your child sleep well, you can actually start to work on your relationship and sleep together in the same bed again, have time together because your baby will sleep. It all goes along, like it's all connected.
Yes, it does.
I agree. And I would like to just mention the one word that you said, or the one sentence you said, Marijke, when you said that when your baby will be sleeping, which I think is a huge turnover for a lot of moms and just parents in general, because having and knowing the expectation that from 7 p.m. the baby is put down, the baby, we've tried the methods, this is working, this is not, well, let's go with the one that's working, and that the baby will be sleeping somewhere in between 7 to 8 p.m., let's say, and you have that whole evening for yourself.
Yeah.
Where you can talk to your partner, where you can plan for maybe a bath or a Netflix chill type of evening. I think this is very important. I think you have it really well thought through when it comes to colliding and mending these two areas, which are sleep and feeling empowered.
Yeah, definitely. Like for me, as a mom myself, knowing that my daughter, sleeps every day at 7 in the evening gives me so much more freedom and so much more, mind space to, work on me or do whatever I want, really. I think she's maybe out of internet.
Ewelina. Well, she'll come back, I'm pretty sure.
She'll come back. So just knowing that in the evenings, I have time for me, and whether that's, having dinner with my husband or, at least taking a bath or reading a book or going out with friends, like I know every evening I have that space to just be me and not always continuously have to be a mom. And that really helps me to be a better mom for my daughter, and to be more myself and be myself as a woman and not just as a mom. And I think everyone needs this. And Ewelina and I are very passionate about, helping other moms to get there as well.
And I can totally see that. And that's so wonderful what you said, that women can be women without, just being mothers. And they don't have to lose themselves. They don't have to lose their identity in this process of becoming a mother. And I think that is such a powerful message that you said. Wonderfully put.
I'm sorry, but just I was kicked out from internet. I would like to add that as a bonus, we've decided to invite you, Viviane, because we find you a really powerful doula, and we thought that it would be really energizing for all the mamas to have one session with you, so you can tell a bit about what you do. So could you please just say how will mamas benefit from listening to your webinar? What will you teach them?
Thank you, Ewelina. That's very sweet. I will have a session on breastfeeding and sleep, and how breastfeeding can aid and be beneficial to your baby's sleep as well as your sleep, therefore your partner's sleep, and and how can a partner be helpful. And we're going to talk about some societal and cultural very common myths that I would like to tap on and debunk them. And as Marijke said, the age group for which this bootcamp is recommended for is 4 months to 4 years when it comes to infants. What I would like to talk about is that sleeping and breastfeeding can be made very pleasant and easy from day one the baby is born. So I would like this add-on in this bootcamp. And maybe moms can share that information with other moms who have just given birth, or shared a call or whatever. So I would love to focus on that. And of course, the importance of breastfeeding no matter what the age of the baby is, really.
Amazing. I'm really happy because I'm sure it will be really a huge added value to what we are offering to our participants. Super.
You know, I think it's very interesting to talk about breastfeeding and sleep, because a lot of mamas, they still, you know, breastfeed for quite a while, and especially in the evening. And it's something that it's really beautiful to do, but it can also be a little bit difficult at times. So it will be a very nice add to our bootcamp. And another few perks that we will have is obviously, like we discussed, we will have the Facebook group. So they'll be very happy to, you know, talk about things there if you have questions, but also just connect with other moms. And besides that, you will have a 1 hour call with either me or with Ewelina. So you can choose if you would like to have a bit more in depth on sleep. You can talk with me. If you'd like more in depth on maybe one of Ewelina's methods, or you have questions, struggles, anything, you can choose to do it with Ewelina. So you would have a one-on-one call with one of us during these 12 weeks to really go in depth more on what you need and how you feel.
Well, thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you
for this meetup. I think we, you know, went through all of the angles. We left no stone unturned, and I think this will definitely help moms to decide whether this is for them or not. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much, and thank you for finding time for us.
And that's it. We've come to an end with our talk with Ewelina and Marijke. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this gave you a bit more clarity on what this bootcamp will be about, and I hope you will sign up. We'll be very happy to have you and help you navigate through this amazing yet sometimes tiring and daunting time. And if you like this video, also you want to stay up to date, please hit the subscribe button now so me and you can share the word on awareness together. And that's it for me for now. I will see you next time. Bye.